Hi everyone, welcome from sunny Florida. So I'm down here on vacation and I wanted to shoot some fish video, but I couldn't carry my previous made base with me in the suitcase. It just wasn't convenient. So I'm going to build one down here and I'm going to let you watch how I put this together and what the parts that I have purchased. I just went to the Lowe's here locally. And then we're going to try to shoot some fish video. So here is what we have to put it together. So I'm using 1-inch PVC. The 1-inch PVC works best for mounting the camera with the camera bracket onto the platform. And so what I've got is I got 4 T's, about 4 feet of PVC 1-inch. I've got PVC medium clear PVC cement. And then I went and bought a bag of basically 10 of the U-joints, not U-joints, but they're 90-degree bends, because I'm going to use 8 of them and it's cheaper to buy it like that. And then I have a PVC cutter so I can cut the pipe to the lengths. And we're going to make this a lot smaller than the previous one. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut down what I'm going to use on the top. So and I don't have any way to measure this, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, but I need to get these sections rectangular-ish or squarish on the top, so I need at least 2 pipes to make equal lengths, right? So what I got to do, I got 4 feet of pipe here. I need enough to make a square piece or rectangular piece on the top, and then risers that go down to the skids on the bottom. And I'm not going to make like a helicopter skid. I'm just going to make the skids like a 90-degree thing. I'm hoping that'll work, because we're going to seal this up so the top's buoyant and the bottom's weighted. They don't have to be perfect lengths, they just have to be close, because we're putting them inside these slip joints anyway, and I think there's you've got a good inch of play inside these, so you can adjust if they're not perfect, but you want to get them pretty close though. So I put the 2 little pieces in the T-junction. I'm just going to dry fit this before I actually go through and finish it off to make sure it works right, and then I'm going to go back and glue it. So I stick the 2 little pieces on the end bits. The ones that are slightly longer go in here. And I think what I've decided to do is on the other side, I'm just going to cut smaller bits instead of cutting this pipe down off. Then we're going to fit the U, or the bend in there. Stick this piece on, the next bend over. This piece goes here. And so as you can see, I mean, we've got one side done with the skids, where the skid, basically the skids, the risers will go on. And I'm going to grab a couple more of these U's, or these bends out. Oh, sorry, I'm doing this wrong. What I'm going to do is stick the other risers down here. Down here like this. So this is the top. I've got one more bit that's going to U off, so this will close this up. And so the thought being, right, is the bottom is going to have weights in it. The top is not, and it's sealed up, so there's air in here. So the top part's going to be naturally buoyant. And the bottom part's going to want to sink, which should keep the whole thing upright whenever it drops down to the bottom. But so this is looking like it's going to work right. We're just going to cut a couple of just small bits to put these last U's on. Remember, you need a couple of inches to make this work. And since I'm dealing with such a limited amount of pipe, I don't want to have to go back to the store, to Lowe's or Home Depot, to grab more. I just want to use what I got. So if we pop these other ones on here, so you'd be tempted not to glue this because it does go on fairly well. But with my luck, I would drop this in without any glue on it, and I'm planning on putting 3 cameras on this. It would come apart in the water and I would lose all 3 of my cameras, and that would make me cry. So I'm gonna be conservative and I'm gonna glue it. This is the top though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this back apart. I'm gonna glue it all together. Okay, so what I've done, this is all dry fitted. I'm having problems getting the top off the glue, so I've got to go figure that out. But you can see I've got my T-joints here that I put these skids on the bottom. And before they were kind of like helicopter skids with these things sticking out the front and end caps on, but I kind of figured this is going to cause this to have a higher chance of getting caught on something. This one is a lot less apt to get snagged on something on the bottom. So what I've done, if you look down here, I've got the risers, and this is the skid that will go right on there. And what I'll do is I'll take these 2-ounce bullet sinkers and you just put them into the skid and get them to get as many in as you can. And then once you get it all together, what I normally do, so the rest of this is all glued together. I glued this together in the Home Depot parking lot. But the skids though, I don't usually glue on. I just kind of pop them in on the bottom. And the reason for that is if they get caught on something, if I pull up on the skid will break off if it's caught on something, and I won't lose all my cameras. So as you can see here, what I've got is I have put my cameras on here. The 3/4 inch PVC pipe works great for like the bicycle clamps that come with these little action cameras. They just clamp right on there. So I've clamped 3 of them on here looking 3 different directions, and that increases my chances of actually getting something good in the video. I've attached a rope, so I've just basically tied the rope onto each one of the skids and then up here at the top, and then I tie it together to the main rope that I'm lowering it into the water with. So whenever I tack the cameras on, whenever you get your action camera, it comes with a whole bunch of pieces. And one piece, I mean, if I were to attach the camera directly onto the clamp piece, it would be facing off this direction. And to get it to go out, there's another piece that you're going to take to connect to the clamp piece that basically has another connector that goes off 90 degrees off to one side, and then you can put your camera on that. So improvements that I could make on this. So this particular rig is too narrow. What ends up happening is when I dropped it off the Skyway Bridge, there was a really strong tide coming through, and it was tipping it up on the side. So it either A, needs to be a little wider, or B, I need to take these skids and put them in at an angle so I get a little bit better stability and whenever the tide's coming through. The other thing I would probably consider doing is I've tied the rope to these risers that go down to the skids. Should have done is got basically a joint that has basically connectors going both ways, maybe even one that goes onto the 3/4 inch PVC with 1/2 inches going off either direction, and run the rope through that. And the only reason I say that is when my first one I made, I actually just tied it on here, and the rope would swing around and get in front of the cameras, which was kind of irritating. I put it on here and this worked pretty well, but I think if I were to do it, I would stick it up here on those, just do a PVC pipe that had a hole in it, or technically I mean really you could drill a hole through the PVC pipe and put the rope through it. You would want to basically deburr the outside of it so it's not sharp and won't cut your rope. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've got for you. And remember, I mean, you can glue the skids on the bottom after you get on there, and I think I've got 8 2-ounce sinkers that are inside of these skids. So that's providing me about 1 pound and a bit on each one of the skids. I need a little bit more. It did sink to the bottom, and even out on the Skyway when the tide was going through, it did sink to the bottom like I expected it to. But a little bit more weight, a little bit more spread out would have probably been good. The 2-ounce sinkers are perfect for going inside the 3/4 inch PVC pipe. I tried putting 3-ounce sinkers and they're too large, so at least the ones that I found. So, but these 2-ounce bullet sinkers are perfect fit in the 3/4 inch PVC pipe. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to talking to you the next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe down below. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, and if you want to see more, click subscribe. So anyway, thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.